There are so many revision materials out there on the internet and in books. There are just so many different revision books. It's ridiculous. Like, I personally have so many because through the years, people that I know that are much older than me, they've given me their old revision books for their GCSEs and their A-levels, and they're kind of no use to me, and I've had to narrow it down to the ones that I need because I'm either a different exam board or the GCSE that I'm taking is completely different and has changed so much since they took the exams. So that's why today I'm going to be sharing with you some really good revision materials that are helping me revise for my GCSEs that I'm going to be taking in May and June. So different people are taking different exam boards. So I'm going to be sharing with you first what exam boards I'm taking so you can know which materials are going to be useful for you, because different exam boards use different revision materials and they are more specific to your exams depending on which revision materials you use. I don't think that made any sense, but hopefully it will as soon as I explain what exam boards I'm going to be taking. So for art, I'm taking edexcel. For biology, chemistry and physics, I'm going to be taking AQA. So for science, I'm taking AQA. For English language and English literature, I'm taking OCR. For geography, I'm taking AQA. For business, I'm taking edexcel. For physics, I'm taking AQ. Oh, I just said that. Don't worry. For maths, I'm taking edexcel. And for catering, I'm taking wjec. So everything I mention in this video and all the links and all of the names of the revision materials, I'm going to be putting in the description, including what exam boards I'm taking for each subject, if you missed any of that. So I really hope that helps you. So the first thing that I'm going to be sharing with you today is different ways that you can revise. It's a bit last minute if you're revising for your GCSEs right now to figure out which way is the best way for you to revise, because every person has their different way of revising. Some people have like photogenic memory, some people don't, like myself, so we have to revise different ways depending on what our brain likes best. So the first way is using post-it notes. This is a really simple way. This is really good for English literature for memorizing quotes. So what you can do is put a fact or you can put a quote, and then you stick them around your house. So you can put it on your mirror, so every time you're getting ready you can look at and read at the quote on your mirror, or you can put it on your fridge, so every time you open the fridge or the cupboard you look and read your quote or fact that you need to memorize. This can help some people, this doesn't help other people, just depends what you like and what helps you. So the next way is, I'm not too sure what it's called. It looks like a fish, so it looks a bit like this. I'm gonna try and find a picture of this online so I don't have to scan into the computer, but yeah, it's just a way of revising, and it looks, oh my papers are falling. So it's just a way of revising. So in the middle it's the title, and then I'm not going to try and explain it, it's right here. There you go, I think it's focused now, but yeah, this is just a way of putting key points on a piece of paper, and yeah, just by putting key points, so when you look at the piece of paper it just reminds you of what you need to revise. So here's a blank one, and here is one I made earlier. So at school we had a whole day of how to revise, so we got all of these resources given to us in a free folder, which they kept on telling us we get a free folder, and we did. That was like a big thing of the day, we get a free folder. Anyway, that's besides the point. This is one I made earlier during that school day. So I did one for geography, and one topic we learn in geography is coasts. So in the middle I put coasts, and then you need to do 6 key points. So I put processes, erosional features, depositional features, Holden-esque case study, coast management, and I left the last one blank because we were still learning it at the time. So I can now fill that one in, about habitats, like coastal habitats. And then after you've made your 6 key points, you then need to make little points, more detailed points. If you have really small handwriting, you can write a lot, so I'd recommend writing as small as you can. I personally have really big handwriting, so it'd be quite difficult for me to do this, So that's a reason why I don't really like this method of revising, but some people who have really small handwriting might find this really helpful. So the next way you can revise is by using this thing, and at first when you look at it you're like, what, how is this meant to help? So you would put your subject. So for example, I'm just going to use this example again, but you can put geography in the middle right here. And then this is a time, so this is a clock, and each section is 5 minutes. So each of these little sections is 5 minutes. So in each section you would write a topic. For example, first I'm going to be revising coasts, so that would go in the first 5 minutes. Then maybe it's on rivers, and then it may be on, I don't know, something else. And then from here to there is 15 minutes, from there to here is 15 minutes. So say you're having dinner in 15 minutes, you would say, okay, then I've got from here to there to revise. So then you would revise all of this in those 15 minutes, and then after dinner, once you finish eating, you can revise from here to the others, or just finish the whole thing. So it's just kind of a time management thing. This can be really helpful, but again, you can't really put much detail in this sheet, but you can put it on a photocopier and make it bigger. So that's a way that you can revise. So the next way to revise is by using revision cards. I'm pretty sure that most people know about revision cards because they're quite easy to understand. So you would put a definition or a question. For example, what is an example of an erosional feature? And then on the other side you would put the answer, or you can put a title, for example, enzymes, and then on the other side you would put the definition of enzymes. So then you can test yourself, and you don't need people there questioning you, so you don't need any help with these. So you can do it by yourself, you can do it on the bus, which is really, really good, or traveling or whatever, it doesn't really matter. So the next way is really good for English or geography or history, any subject that you need to compare facts or compare something with. So I would use this in English because they may ask, do you agree with this statement? And then you would go on the one hand and on the other hand. I know it's kind of the same hand, but anyway, yeah, you would write a statement there. So this could be agreeing with the statement, and this one could be disagreeing, and then you would put all your reasons in the hand or around the hand, and then that would be a way in comparing that question and helping you answer that question. So you could put, when you revise, you could use examples of questions that they may ask in exams, and then you can just test yourself and then ask your teacher to help you improve that piece of paper of hand. Yeah, okay. The next way is a mind map. I know a lot of people really love using mind maps, and this is just an example of a mind map. So you would just put like a title, or you can just put science in the middle. That's just an example, by the way. Science in the middle, and then you would just put little branches out. It's kind of self-explanatory, and if you're doing GCSEs, you obviously know about mind maps. I mean, we do them in primary school, right? Is that the last one? Yeah, so I think that's all the different ways that I personally have to recommend for you to revise. So try all of them and see which ones work for you if you don't know which ones work for you already. A resource that I absolutely adore using and use all the time for revision because it just works for me and it's just so easy to use is an app called Quizlet. I have literally been talking about this since I started my YouTube channel, literally for like 2-3 years, I don't know, just for so long because it's so good. So you go to the App Store, and I'm pretty like 99% sure that it's also on what's it called, Google Play. Just download it onto your device, and then you can make revision cards. So one side is a definition, one side is the answer, and you can make them yourself. And also it's good for languages because there's an option on there where you can type the answer in, and it checks your spelling. So if you spell it wrong, if it's another language, because that is an option, you can put different languages in and it helps you like autocorrect it. So that is a really good resource that I use for science especially. That's a good one to use. Other ones, geography as well will be good for like definitions. It's really good for definitions and understanding definitions. So I would highly recommend using it, and also it's free, so why not? It's just so good. I could not recommend it enough. During the revision day that I mentioned before that we had at school, they gave us a year 11 revision websites list of all the subjects that people can do for GCSEs and all of the links to the best revision websites. So I'm going to be putting all of these links in the description. What I might do is put it in a Google Doc and list like all of the websites. Otherwise my description is literally going to be like pages and pages long, and it probably won't even let me write anymore because there's probably going to be so much, but that's what I might do. But it looks a bit like this, all of the websites. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put just the subjects that I personally do, or all of the subjects, because there's subjects like history and food tech and constructions and leisure and tourism. I don't take these options, but I have really good revision links for. So yeah, I'm going to put all of them, every single GCSE option links in the description. So yeah, check that out because there are some really good websites that I use all the time. I don't use all of them on here because not all of them are useful to me and I don't really like some of them, but they are really helpful. For English literature, we were recommended to purchase magazines about our literature, like books or plays or whatever. So I personally do Romeo and Juliet, DNA and Great Expectations. So I have a magazine on each of these, and inside, I'll show you a little bit of what's inside of them. These were quite cheap. They were like £2 or £3, and the school bought them in bulk, so I didn't go out and buy them. So they'll probably be on Amazon or something, but it was cheaper to buy them in bulk for the school. So these will probably be about £5 if you buy them, but that's altogether, that's £15 for really helpful magazines. And inside they kind of analyze like significant parts of each book or each play, and they like kind of summarize each chapter about the key points that happen in each chapter, and also they summarize like and analyze kind of each character in the book. They don't include every single character, which is kind of annoying. They kind of they have done the key I can't even speak. The key characters in the book or play, which is a bit annoying because the new specimen for English literature for OCR, there's a new specimen and they at the moment have been giving specimen papers. Yeah, specimen papers that are analysing and questioning about minor characters, which these magazines don't include. And if we have a question on minor characters, what are we going to do, because these magazines don't have them. So yeah, but I would still recommend them. They're good. They analyse the play or book, and yeah, these are pretty good. I'll link them in the description as well. Revision materials for maths is quite easy to get because basically any revision book that you get for maths is going to be helpful and is going to help you revise, because maths is maths. Maths is just testing maths, and other subjects other than maths is testing other skills and is very specific. But maths, all the examples are testing maths. It's just not very specific. That didn't make any sense, I bet. So the thing, like the revision book that our teachers recommend at my school is this one. It's mathematics for GCSE and IGCSE high level, because that's what I'm doing for the grade 9 to 1 course, because I'm the first year to have the grade 9 to 1 course in English and maths, and soon they're going to be for every subject. But yeah, so this is the one. It's very thick. I mean, it's got a lot of information, and what I like about it is that there's just a lot of questions. It's basically just a book with a bunch of questions in that just test you for everything. And then at the back there are the answers, which is really good. So over here there's probability trees, which I used to not know. Like a few weeks ago, I didn't know about probability trees. Well, a few months ago, but we'll just say a few weeks, it just exaggerates the point. But so I learned it from here, which is so helpful. A way that one of my teachers recommends for us to revise maths is by doing this. So basically what it is card or paper, doesn't really matter. It doesn't even have to be like bright orange, it doesn't have to be any colour. And then what you need to do is cut out and, well, print, cut out and then stick an example question on the piece of card. And then you need to write the different steps of how you would answer a question like this. So this is about probability and algebra. So you'd write the different steps. So number 1, you need to find out what n is. I don't know, that's not actually how you do it, but so yeah, you just write the different steps. So when you go to revise and you're doing like a mock paper, then you can look at these pieces of card and then see, oh, that's how you do it, now I can remember, and then it will stick in your brain a little bit better. So yeah, for everyone who is doing business GCSE at my school, we were given a free textbook, so I didn't have to go out and purchase this. So this is the one that we all have, and it's just this one. Nice colour, I quite like it. And it has just a load of stuff. I don't know how to explain it. It's just writing about the different subjects. Don't really have much to say about business. This is the only thing I kind of use because it just explains each little subject. I feel like business is partly common sense and partly just memorizing facts and definitions, and if you know all the definitions and you have common sense, I'm pretty sure anyone can pass business because that's all you need. Science is the one subject I'm really scared of failing because I feel like all of the other subjects I have a big chance of passing, but science, oh no, like science is just so difficult. I find science so difficult, and at my school we have really bad science teachers, and that doesn't help the problem that I have to start off with. So the textbook that we were recommended to use is the Science Additional Science, right, that makes sense. Revision, but it's this one basically. It's so helpful, okay? Everything is just really bright, which I really like, and everything's divided into sections, different topic sections. So the first section is biology, then the red is chemistry, and then the blue is physics, and then each of those sections are split into little topic sections. So the first section here is cells, tissues and organs. So there are diagrams to help you understand it, there are definitions, bits to help you explain the stuff, and then on the side there are key points, which I always look at first because they kind of summarize the whole page, and then there's study tips and at the bottom keywords, and also they put in brackets like H if it's for higher paper. I'm not even sure if they still do higher paper for science, I don't know. And at the end of every section of topic section, wow, great explaining. Yeah, at the end of every topic section, right, there you go. There's lots of questions to test you on your knowledge of how you revise on that topic. And another thing, so I do this, I also have a science tutor that helps me on Thursday during lunchtime, which he's helping, but I've only had him for a few weeks and I'm only going to have him for a few more weeks, so I haven't had him for a bunch of time, so that's not very helpful because it's only a little bit of time, but at the end of the day it's going to help me just that little bit. Anyway, I use him, science tuition, and also I use, out of focus, thank you very much. I also use my GCSE Science, which is an online website where you can pay for it's the first section, so B1, C1 and P1 is free and it's on his YouTube channel. Then B2, C2 and P2 you have to pay for, and same with the triple science. So single science is free, double science you have to pay for, triple science you have to pay for, but they're really helpful videos, and also you can pay extra for questions, but I just stick with these questions in here. So altogether, that's how I revise science, and I'm so determined to pass science. For geography, I haven't bought a revision textbook yet. I've got a lot of textbooks already for geography, but they're for different exam boards, which is not helpful to me whatsoever. I mean, there are similarities, but definitely not helpful for my exam board. So I still have to go out and buy it, and I know which one I'm going to buy for my exam board, and I'm going to put it in the description. And that's same with catering. There is a textbook for catering for the exam at the end. However, it's hospitality and catering, by the way. However, I haven't bought it just because you can go on the exam board website and they have the, I'm going to put it in the description because it took me a while to find the link to this place. So they've just put all of the different topics that you need to know for catering and everything you need to be taught. So that's all I'm going to be doing for catering, just going on the exam board website, getting the stuff and memorising it all. Here's all of the resources that I personally use for revision for my GCSEs that are very, very soon and I'm very scared about. Anyway, so I really do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a big thumbs up because I really do want to help people through this video because these are resources that are helping me. They have proof that they are helping me because my grades have gone up. They haven't gone down since I got these revision materials. They have gone up. So there is proof. So yeah, just give it a thumbs up so more people can find this video and hopefully it can help them too. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.